Lines are already lit up. Owen and Scott are on the docket, but we're going to begin traffic court this morning by talking about a legal issue involving potholes. Of course, by now, you've heard these stories of vigilantes going out and filling potholes on their own. And I have some Debbie Downer party poopers saying that this is against the law. They could be legally liable. The mayor says thanks, but no thanks. So I want to get to the bottom of this. Avi Levy's on the line. He's the founder of Ticket 911 and a great legal mind. Avi, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, explain it to me, because this is what I don't understand. There's a gaping huge hole that is already really dangerous. You fix it. You're the one who's in trouble. Explain it to me with legalese and radio talk.
Well, roads are technically municipal property, and you don't have the right to alter them. So you cannot legally modify public infrastructure without authorization, and doing so can be treated as unauthorized work on public property or damage or interference with municipal infrastructure. So unfortunately, I definitely get the goodwill. I definitely get the frustration of seeing that same pothole week after week. But you can't take matters into your own hands and just decide to repair it, because if you do and the repair is not properly done, or you make a bump or whatever it is, and it causes a damage to somebody, you will also have a civil liability matter on your hands.
This is what I don't understand, because it seems like there's all these mechanisms and ways that cities, municipalities, a province can avoid liability when they've created roads that are in terrible shape. Like, you hit a pothole, you've got to pay for the repairs, right? Unless you can prove some long-term type of negligence. So there's all types of mechanisms to protect cities. Why shouldn't there be a mechanism to protect the person that fixes the pothole?
Well, potentially because it is the government that writes up the laws and not the individuals, and they choose to draft whatever is important or deemed important to them. And the fact that they've protected themselves, as you rightfully said, against litigation caused from potholes, unless you can prove whatever you need to prove, then you cannot sue them. And you're absolutely right. The flip side doesn't apply. You go and fix a pothole, they can give you a ticket, they can file a lawsuit against you. That's just the way the laws are drafted. And, there's a certain understanding there. I mean, I get why it's the case. They don't want anybody randomly filling potholes haphazardly and not qualified to do it or not with the qualified materials. But it's definitely ironic at first glance.
Yeah, and I just think about all the qualifications, these people that work for the city, when I see 4 people around a pothole, that they must have some special skill that us lay people couldn't possibly have. Avi, you're great. Anything else we should mention before I let you go and get to my callers?
If anybody does get damage from a pothole to their car, they can definitely reach out to see if we can help them, or if their case is going to go anywhere in court. They could cause considerable damage. So, if you need a consultation, just feel free to reach out to us.
Thanks so much, Avi. Avi Levy, the founder of Ticket 911. Now we get to you and your cases here on Traffic Court for this Friday. Start off with Owen, who is in Joliette, but you are from other parts. Owen, where are you from?
I'm from Montreal, Ville Saint Laurent.
Okay, Ville Saint Laurent. Owen, what kind of car you drive?
Well, right now I'm driving a Honda CR-V.
Ooh, okay, I like that. But this ticket happened. I have it on good authority. You had a ticket in July of 1991. This must be a good one if it's stuck with you till this day.
Oh, yeah, you think. Listen, I got the mail telling me, from Ontario, telling me, when I opened it, there's a ticket. I opened for a ticket, and I was scared. But I thought they made a mistake. But then when I checked the license number on the thing, it was my car at the time. So I phoned the court in Ontario, and they informed me, yes, it's me. Now, 34 years, I'm expecting $1 million ticket or something, It turned out all they gave me a ticket for was $67.
Okay, Owen, this is spectacular. The infraction is from July 1991.
Yeah, but I was on my way to Niagara Falls at the time. And
they just sent you the ticket?
The original ticket was $42, a speeding ticket. And then what I got it now, it just went up to $67.
Okay, when did it arrive in the mail?
Last spring.
Last spring. Okay, so I imagine you laughed and you paid this thing.
Quickly.
So
No, the problem was that I did quickly. They said to me, if I don't pay the ticket, I would be forbidden to be driving in Ontario. My license would be revoked in Ontario.
Gotcha. How did they track you down, Owen? Why did it take so long?
Because my addresses have changed so many times in the last 34 years. They still found me. That's all right.
Wow. Okay, that's incredible, Owen.
But it was one ticket I was happy paying, honestly.
Seriously, right? After 35 years, if it's only $67, they're doing you the favor. All right, Owen, thanks very much for the call. Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, man.
Let me go to Scott here in St. Hippolyte. Hey, Scott. Oh, you got a ticket too?
Yeah, man, last week.
Last week. What happened? What happened?
I mean, like, I'm a super, super cautious driver. My wife says I drive like a grandmother. I'm 10 to 2 all the way. Anyway, I was driving home, and cop lights up the lights. I pull over. He walks up to me, and he's like, hey, the driver that this vehicle comes back to the license is suspended. I said, excuse me? Yes, license has been suspended. They haven't paid their licensing fee, and it's out of date for a year and a half. What? Well, I never got anything in the mail, and I mean, granted, I'm a new immigrant here to Canada. I don't know how the licensing things work totally. Like in the States, you don't need to pay your license every year. Here in Quebec, supposedly you do. And he was like, "Yeah, it's written right there in on the bottom of your license." I said, "Well, I mean, I do speak French, but I placate a little bit." I said, "Well, I don't read French." Anyway, he was like, "Well, listen, I'm giving you a break. I'm just giving you a ticket, but I could tow the vehicle and have you walk home right now." I said,
my God!
Well, hold on, wait. I mean, you have discretion. I appreciate that you're not towing my vehicle, but like the SAC didn't contact me in any way, shape, or form. Does the onus not fall on them to demand the money that they that they require? I mean, I never got anything in the mail, at all. And I drove home right away. I got on SACClick.com or whatever. The guy said, he said, if you get on SACClick right away, pay your licensing fee, and then it'll automatically jump in my system. So I went home, and I've never had a SACClick account. So I opened it up and everything like that, started one, and paid $29 licensing fee and a $525 ticket.
Jeez. So let me are you going to fight the ticket because of this has to do with SACClick, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking I want to, because I also found out in SACClick there's vehicles in my SACClick account that are not mine in any way, shape, or form. I never owned them, never bought them. There's like VIN numbers underneath my name.
Oh, interesting. Well, Scott, listen,
so,
I've heard
that might bolster my case a little bit in front of a judge. I mean, basically, I'd be demanding clemency, on the better judgment of the situation. But,
Scott, I've heard many people actually have success with, as long as they can prove that that I didn't get this in the mail. The SACClick, it's well documented, by the way, that thousands of Quebecers did not get their renewal notice because of SACClick issues. So I think you could be successful, especially for $524. I would take the risk of fighting this one in court.
I'm Luke Wilson. Join me each week for Film Never Lies. Since retiring from the NFL, I've had a lot on my mind, and now I've got my own show. So if you're tired of lazy takes, if you want honest conversations, join us each week. Film Never Lies, available on all TSN platforms and the iHeartRadio app.